Hello. So, if you have a fruit tree that you love so much and you love to preserve the genetic makeup of that fruit tree, how do you do it? Especially if that fruit tree does not produce seeds, at least viable seeds for a plant like banana. This is what we call vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation, because it is asexual. What asexual means is that it does not involve pollination or the involvement of seeds at least. And you can do that through cuttings, layerings, grafting, budding, micropropagation, also called tissue culture. But in this video, we're going to focus on grafting. What is grafting?
Well, so grafting is placing one piece or one portion of a plant into a stem, a root, or a branch of another plant in such a way that the two are in union with each other in order for them to grow, to continue growing as one single plant. And when we combine the two, we are combining two parts, which is the bottom part, which is which has the roots, which is called the stalk, and the upper part, which we have joined to the stalk, is what we call the scion part. Then we are going to look at why we should do grafting. Eh?
Yes.
So I wrote some few reasons as of why we should do grafting. And the first one that we have here is to repair injured trees. Most cases we see most trees are cut and then they're just left like that. So we could use those trees to graft by us putting another part of a plant for it to start growing together. Then the second reason is to produce dwarf trees and shrubs. Like a good example of a dwarf tree is that of the haze avocados. Then to strengthen plants resistant to certain diseases, to ensure pollination takes place, then to produce multi-fruited or multi-flowered plants. That is, if you want to have many fruits on one tree or on one plant, or to see many beautiful flowers on one plant. Then to also change the variety of the plant, to increase the growth rate of seedlings, as well as to take advantage of the particular rootstock that has been left, that is strong enough for it to hold the other plant. Now we're going to demonstrate to you on how we do the grafting.
Yeah. Even as we do that, it is very important to note that when you graft, you are actually joining two genetic varieties of two different plants into one. So as I get into how we graft, first of all, before grafting, some things that you should put into consideration are that when you are grafting, the plants that you are grafting are supposed to be compatible. What that means is that they're supposed to be either the same species or in the same family. So you can graft a lemon and an orange and a nutch, but you cannot graft an avocado and a nutch because they're not in the same family. So one is supposed to be compatible, and two, the cambiums of the rootstock and the scion are supposed to hold together so that in order to ensure differentiation of cells after the callus is formed. Also, the tree that you are grafting has to have a good physiological environment. For avocados, late early July is a good time for you to graft avocados. So there are certain conditions that are required. So, how to graft? For us to graft, first of all, we need a grafting knife. We need grafting tape. We need alcohol, 75% alcohol. The purpose of alcohol is to kill any microbes that I might have on this knife, and I'm wearing gloves so that as I wound the tree, I do not put microbes on it. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to dip this grafting knife into 75% alcohol, so to disinfect it, and also the working bench was disinfected also. And then you see that these trees are almost the same size, so the size of the stalk and the scion determines which type of grafting you're going to use. In this case, we're going to use a whip and tang grafting. I'm going to demonstrate what that one looks like. So I dip it in oval and then I cut on the scion part of it with a grafting knife, gently like that. And then, so this is my scion, and then this is the scion that I want to be on this rootstock. I also gently cut it here, like that. Like that. So I have this rootstock and this scion. So the first thing that I'm going to do is that I am going to make angles on the scion and the rootstock to make sure that these two fit properly. The reason why we do this is to maintain a good enough surface area for the cambium. Right after the back of this tree is what we call the vascular cambium. This cambium has cells. When these two cambiums meet, the cells differentiate so that they come together as one. So the first thing that we're going to do is to peel this into an angle, to wound it, like that. The same also for the rootstock. Peel it at an opposite angle to this one. But because of the method that we're going to use, we could just put them like that. But the method we're going to use is called the whip and tang. So we're going to make what we call a whip or a tang on a whip, like that. We're also going to do the same for this one, like that. This is important because it helps to keep the scion and the rootstock into position, or in case the tree is bumped into, it will not fall off. So after doing that, you gently insert the rootstock into the scion after making a whip and tang before tying paraffin to it. Gently insert it like that. Yes. So there's a good enough surface area for this because the cambiums have met. So the cells, the living cells, remember that also the cells have to be living cells for both the scion and the rootstock. And you have to make sure that the scion and the rootstock are disease-free before you graft. And then you tie here with grafting tape or paraffin or a rubber band. The reason why we tie is to hold these two together, firstly, but also to make sure that the wound is free of other infections from microbes. So you tie it perfectly together like that. And then, after a few weeks, if you notice that there are buds that are growing not on the scion, but on the rootstock, you remove them so that the growth is concentrated more on the scion. And then you check on it after 3 to 5 days or on a regular basis to make sure that there's enough nutrients and there's enough water. And also greenhouse caring is important. But in countries like Italy, where it is hot, you wrap aluminum foil so that the graft union, this part where these two meet is called the graft union, so that the graft union does not experience direct heat. So after days, your graft, after it grows, it will look like this. You see that these two are joined here on the graft union and they become one. So you have the benefits of both. And you have something that you want from the rootstock and something that you want from the scion. And now you have one perfect plant. That is that is one of the most important aspects of grafting, is that you are able to have a variety into one. What you wanted from the rootstock and what you wanted for the scion into one fruit tree. Thank you very much.
Thank you.